A beautiful, beautiful morning. You're welcome to Women's Corner. My name is Rose Blossom. And of course, it's exciting to be here as always. All right, so we are talking today women in business. Yeah, somebody will say, "Oh, not a girl child today." Yes, we're talking about women in business, women who have grown in business, women who are still into business, women who are about to start a business, women who are in business and are looking for ways to grow their business. So yes, today is for you because we're talking about women in business, the growth and the challenges, how to deal with it and how to overcome it, and of course how to be better at the game you play. So let's quickly go for a tip first before I introduce my guest. She is a business person, trust me. By the time she starts speaking, you will know exactly that this person is old. Like when she said about all I was saying was business, business, business. And over the decades, she has been into that business line, and she's doing amazingly well for herself. But before I introduce her, I know you're itching to actually hear who she is or see her. But let's quickly go for a tip. The first tip is how to grow your business. How can your business grow? Now, there's so many ways you can actually grow your business. There's so many ways you can make it to keep growing and yielding more income for yourself. So if you want to know that, if you're in business, you're about to go into one, this tip is definitely for you. So let's go for a tip for business growth, and we'll be right back to the studio to introduce a guest. And of course, we'll be talking about women in business, the growth, the challenge. I am Patricia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tips on business growth. There are plenty of things you can do to put your company on the path to growth. These are tips for your business for scaling up, no matter what kind of business it is. Number 1, hire the right people. Before you can even think about your company's growth trajectory, you need to have a solid staff to help you achieve your goals. Hiring the absolute best people you can is a surefire way to ensure fast growth. When you have hardworking employees who are dedicated to your company's success, your business will be better equipped for continued growth. In addition, delegating tasks to focus on important work will free up your time and energy, allowing you to perform at your best and cultivate a collaborative work culture. Number 2, focus on established revenue sources. Rather than trying to acquire new customers, direct your attention to the core customers you already have. You can do this by implementing a referral or customer loyalty program, or trying out marketing strategies based on previous purchasing behaviors to encourage repeat business. Focusing on your established market is especially important if you're trying to get funding. Number 3, reduce your risk. Risk is an inevitable part of starting and growing a business. It's impossible to control everything, but there are so many ways to limit internal and external threats to your company and its growth. One important resource to help you accomplish this is your business insurance provider. Small businesses need to manage their growth to avert disruptions that can bring business to a grinding halt. The theft of employee data, customer records, and product designs can destroy a small business, generating significant cost and eroding customer confidence and loyalty. Not every business owner's policy covers data breaches or other cyber losses. Small businesses should be prepared by seeking insurance products that help them recover, including those that cover the cost of remediation and lawsuits. Number 4, be adaptable. One trait that many successful startups have in common is the ability to switch directions quickly in response to changes in the market. By allowing yourself to adapt and change quickly, you're able to test different approaches to business and find out what works best. It allows you to fail, pick yourself back up, and keep going. Number 5, focus on the customer experience. Customers' perceptions can make or break your business. Deliver quality experiences and products, and they will quickly sing your praises on social media. Mess it up, and they will tell the world even faster. Fast growth depends on making your current and potential customers happy. Compared with large companies, small businesses are nimble and often better able to see, anticipate, and respond to their customers' needs. The most successful small businesses exploit this advantage by bringing new and innovative products and services to market more quickly and developing and nurturing long-term customer relationships. Number 6, always think ahead. While agility is an important quality for a startup, you can fly by the seat of your pants when you're running a business. Planning your next step in anticipation of all possible scenarios is the best way to stay grounded and secure as your business evolves. Thinking ahead is broad advice, but it can be as simple as reviewing all ongoing contracts, like comparing rates and seeing if you can negotiate a better deal. Number 7, boost your customer service. Another great method to growing your business is to focus on providing superior customer service. When you exceed customers' expectations, they are likely to tell their friends, family, and followers about your business. When you go to the extra mile, such as by offering discounts if a customer has a poor experience, or following up to ensure a client was satisfied with your product or service, you establish a reputation for great customer service. Number 8, focus on social media. Another method to grow your business is to create profiles on all the major social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, and an active profile helps you market your business and interact with far more potential customers. When your business has regularly updated accounts on the major platforms, consumers can find your business more easily and are more likely to share your business with your friends. You will also create a more engaging experience for your audience, helping them feel more connected to your brand and cultivating trust.
All right, yes, you're welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. You know, the first thing, let me just have a little chit chat with you before we bring our guest now. I know you're into business. So for women, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear women in business? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that a lot of women are going into business today? Do you think it's because they're mothers, they need to take care of their home, so they just go into business because that gives them time?
No. You know, that's what people out there think, but that's very wrong. You have to be a strong and determined woman to go into business, really. Because there's a lot of negativity as a woman, or should I say negativity, or I should say challenges. That's what I should say. A lot of challenges going into a business as a woman. So to be able to sustain that business here in Nigeria, I don't know of another country.
Okay, so let's bring our guest in. Of course, we have Josephine Frigin. She is a multi-award winning real estate consultant, and of course, she's an advocate too. Can we have Josephine on the screen? Hey, good morning, Mom. Looking so pretty. How are you doing this morning? It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining.
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so yes, you on award multiple. I have to put that multiple because when you're an award winning, it means you probably have one award. But when it's multiple, I was even expecting your multiple awards behind you right now, like like you would have placed them somewhere on the shelf. Oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah. Okay, so as a multiple award-winning singer, businesswoman, basically for estate consultations.
Yes.
Please tell me, what is the major? I want to talk about your sector just a little bit. What is the major challenge that you think a lot of women who are into your sector, which is estate, have actually encountered, and what is the best way you think they can actually overcome such challenges?
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity. I'm honored to be here actually. So you know, in real estate is actually a free market. That's what people don't know. You know, real estate is a free market, both for women, for men, and it's about how far you can push yourself, because we have a lot of properties on ground to sell, various clients pain points, some wants to invest and some want to buy their dream home and all that. But you see, when you talk about women in business and the challenges they go through, for me in real estate, I don't think there's a lot of challenges for women because it's a free market. It's about carving your niche for yourself. It's about getting your clients wherever you think you can, get them and, make them buy property, invest in their future and all that. So whether for man or for woman, the market is actually a free market. So it's not like somebody is pushing you away. Somebody is saying, oh, you can't do this. As a matter of fact, in real estate, women thrive even better. You see a lot of women, pulling strings that even some guys cannot. Yes, some guys cannot. So there is really free space when it comes to the real estate world for women. And I want to tell a lot of women to come into real estate, come into real estate. We're easily believed, we're easily listened to, so yeah. So real estate is a free market and it's where women should thrive.
Amazing. I have two things to ask from what you said. You said women thrive more in businesses than men, and I chuckled just a little bit, and of course Patricia also did, because yeah, very true. But see, some persons are already thinking it in another direction when you say women.
I am thinking it in another direction. Listen, I was just going to ask that question.
Thrive in business, because the next thing, trust me, they're already thinking about something else. Because they do not understand that when a woman is put forth in business, she does everything to make it work. Like women like results. Okay. Do you understand? They probably don't even really like the process, but whatever they have to do to make sure the business thrives, they are ready to do it. So I want you to just clarify that statement that women thrive more in businesses than men.
Okay. So I'm not saying women thrive in businesses than men. I'm saying in real estate. Now, if I want to clarify things, now when it comes to a single lady or a married woman, we know that she has the house front to keep, right? So that may be like some challenges. So, well, I didn't point that initially, but for a married woman, that's making sure that your home front is kept before your business can be like a challenge. Do you understand? But I understand the way you're thinking it, that women thrive better. I can say it anyway. In real estate, I mean. And then in business, you can choose to, there's a way you map out things for yourself. There's a way you tell yourself, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I want to be remembered for. And this is how I'm going to run my show. Even though it's not easy, all of us always have a foundation. We have a starting point. But at the end of the day, I will keep saying it, that real estate is a free market and women are more believable. I understand why you are thinking it too, but that is not even what I'm trying to say. That's not what I am trying to say. Women are more favored. It depends whether you want to do any other extra thing at the back, which is very wrong. But like I said, real estate is a free market. And when you come into it and you carve a niche for yourself, you'll be able to do well over time. Now, when it comes to, women that have kids and husband, that could be a challenge also, because you must keep your home front properly before you're going out, before you're carving that niche for yourself. But in overall, real estate is a safe space for women to thrive in business.
I'm still going to remain on this question. I want it really, really clarified, for the public to understand what you mean. Because when you say women strives better in real estate than men, a lot of thinking, our heads are going here and there, saying that, okay, because you're a fine woman, you go and meet a man or someone very rich you want to sell a property to, you're pretty, you're smiling to him, and you know, you want him to buy a property, he's looking at your face, he's looking at your smile,
Okay.
and he's like, okay, can we talk better tomorrow? But when a guy comes in wearing his ties all sweaty, and sir, I have this property for you to buy and all that, he goes like, no, I don't need it. Is that what happens in the real estate world?
Okay, so I know you're expecting me to say, okay, the advances can be some kind of challenges. Well, like I said, you pointed it right. First of all, you made mention of a woman being beautiful. That's an addition. That's an addition. Do you understand? What goes on from there, it's how you want to look at it to be. Do you understand? It's how you want to do your own thing. So if you choose not to, definitely those people will definitely still come around. And if they don't, there are still other people you could sell your business to. We have the social media. We have the social media to work with. Do you understand? So we also have so many women buying properties also. We have so many women buying properties also. So that is why I say that real estate is still a free space for anybody, both man and woman, to thrive in. So that's it. For me, I've really not had a lot of challenges like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Well, you've clarified that part, and also I must even add that for a fact, in as much as women go through that, I'll call you. Can we talk better tomorrow? I've heard of men who are into real estate too that they will say, Blossom, it's not easy. Women will call you. They'll be like, you know what? You're a nice boy. You look nice. Can I take you out for dinner?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of them, and they'll be like, if not for God, Blossom, I would change the idea of morality in my head. But anyways, as it happens to the women, it happens to the men also.
I think it's more to the women.
Well,
because we're all pretty.
okay, women supporting women, and well, it's women's color, so what can I say? Anyways, Josephine, while we're still talking about real estate, I want to hear your success story. How did you actually become, or became rather, a multiple award winner for an estate consultation? Because trust me, I know there are a lot of women out there who are also doing very beautifully well in this business. But you know, as an award winner, multiple award winner, what is your story? We would like to hear your success story before we start going into the women in business deal.
Okay, so I've professionally been in real estate for half a decade now. And anyway, for me, from time, I've always liked investment. I do it on my own. So, but then something struck me 5 years ago, and I had a story about, okay, someone asked me to buy a property near the Novare shopping mall. You know, as at that time, it was Bush. I think that was 2015. As at that time, the whole place was still, you know, nothing has grown there and all that. And this was a distress sale. And the person was just going to sell it for 1 million naira. So I was like, oh, this is Bush and all that. This is Bush and I cannot do this. I just was just, you know, my mind wasn't in the right place. I didn't think about that particular property at that time, that it would skyrocket to become something else that we have today. So fast forward 2016, ShopRite came and the whole place became something else. Now you can hardly see a plot of land in Novare, around the Novare shopping mall for 40 million naira. Do you understand? So that was when I started taking it upon myself to educate people, because at times people just know that you need to invest, but they don't understand that there are also some certain locations. At times, most times you can be lucky. You can buy where you don't think that will grow up in the next 5 years, and then in less than 2 years, it is booming already. So it is vice versa. So from there, I began to take investment quite seriously to educate people on the need to invest, especially in strategic locations. Do you understand? So I do this a lot. A lot of times I've held webinars, I've held classes to educate people. And at times when I get a one-on-one conversation with people, these are what actually propelled me to, you know, to being where I am today when it comes to real estate. So it's been a long time coming, because I'm somebody that likes investing. I'm somebody that I know that they keep saying, oh, land is good and all that, you need to, but then it is good, but then you have to know where you're investing, and with whom you are investing with, and then how to get your necessary documents. So talking about real estate keeps giving me joy, and the more I come to know, the more I want to also educate people out there to understand what it means to, invest, especially in real estate. And this is what has propelled me to where I am today, being an award-winning realtor, to the glory of God. When you meet people needs, automatically you are also getting fulfilled in the field that you are. So every time you solve a client's pain point, as per, he wants an investment, a tangible investment, or a place to stay, or a house to call a home, you have met a need and you have gotten satisfaction, and it just takes you closer and closer and closer to your goal.
That's an amazing, successful story.
And
yes, of course, please go ahead.
Okay, successful story, trust me. But I want to ask you a question. I mean, it could be your personal life. How do you balance professionalism and your lifestyle? How do you separate them?
Okay. Really, it's not been easy trying to balance work and family. It's not been easy, but then we do it. It's the passion you have for what you do. I have passion for my family to make sure that they're okay, and I also have passion for the work that I do. So we just make sure that these things balances. We just make sure that these things balances. After the home front is well, then you move on to do what you like to do. And for us, because it has become a passion, because it is a passion, it has become one of those things that we do.
Okay, well, since we're still talking about women in business, the growth, the challenges, I want us to quickly first go for a break. Since we've heard the success story and you asked that question, how you can balance being a businesswoman and at the same time your lifestyle, which I believe should be family, if you love fashion, how do you do all of this? Because we've even brought a woman here. I won't say she's a woman in business, but she had a career. She was a Lagos magistrate, and she said all her life she wore black. Like black became a color. Even when she's going for a wedding and they pick lace, she doesn't buy the lace. She as much as probably go to the market to get a black lace.
Why?
That's how bad it is, because she wears black every single day. So now she's retired. It's a good thing. She's now picking colors and she's blending with the colors. There's something about lifestyle. You just change. But here it is. I know it's very difficult because even she says she still sometimes want to pick up black and wear. So it's good how women can actually balance their lifestyle, their business, their career, and still be them. It's trust me, we are superwoman. But anyways, let's quickly go for another tip. This tip is just to make sure that as an entrepreneur you are successful, just like every woman out there who has ventured into business, who has tried to build up a career. However it is, they've been successful. So let's go. The tip we'll be bringing back just for of course, to talk about the growth and the challenges for women in business with I and Patricia, of course. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Five steps to be a successful entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are creative individuals who use their business techniques and leadership skills to cultivate productive and profitable enterprises. Achieving success as an entrepreneur can look vastly different depending on the nature of the business, location, and even the state of the economy. But there are still basic ways to encourage others to succeed in your organization. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, it can be helpful to familiarize yourself with tips for improving your skills as a leader and as a business professional. Few steps on how to become a successful entrepreneur. Be flexible. Staying flexible is important for entrepreneurs who are constantly generating business plans. The ability to adapt to unexpected circumstances can help keep their ideas new and innovative by forcing you to look for alternatives. Being receptive to others' input or understanding that your idea may have to change are two simple ways you can practice flexibility. Learn from others. Whether you are starting your career or you already have relevant entrepreneurial experience, learning from others is a great way to improve your business skills and help make your company more profitable. Try reaching out to any successful entrepreneur in your life and asking them about their career motivations and advice. You might consider reading a book by an entrepreneur you admire or listening to a podcast that's relevant to your field in order to learn more. Deliver quality. When you are generating reports for investors, creating products for customers, or creating a business plan, it's key to deliver quality work. This helps others see your passion and dedication to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Consistent quality work will also ensure you develop a reputation for being reliable. Find a mentor. If you are hoping to improve your entrepreneurial skills while gaining professional contacts, consider looking for a mentor. Your mentor can be anyone you trust that has industry experience related to your career or personal goals. Mentors who have experience in the business and entrepreneurial field can relay their knowledge to you and help you grow in your career. Stay updated. Successful entrepreneurs stay up to date with the world's technological and business advancements. Every year, companies may use new software and different techniques to continue gaining customers and generating profits. It's important to be adaptable to change, so consider adopting some of these advancements into your own business. However, give yourself creative space, take a risk, set goals, challenge yourself, etc.
Back. You're still watching Women's Corner, of course, with I am Patricia on the show, and we have a Zoom guest joining us, Josephine Bridget. Can we have her back on the screen? Welcome back, Josephine. Okay, so yes, so I would like to ask now. You've been in business for this very long time, and of course, we've talked about some of the challenges. You have said some of the challenges that women in business undergo. Now, let's talk about how to overcome that challenge and how they can actually grow their business. Now, because I feel like when you have some challenges, trust me, naturally, even motivators, pastors will tell you when you're facing challenge, that is your next step is growth, and that is when you become successful. Now, before we have that growth, you have to first overcome that challenge. So how can women in business overcome the challenge of probably sexual abuse, stigmatization, people looking down on you, sometimes the age, gender inequality, and the fact that you're married with kids, or the fact that you're even married, the fact that you're single? Oh Lord, so many factors. So how do you think a woman in business can actually overcome such challenges?
Okay. So women in business to overcome challenges. Okay. Even though for me, it wasn't much of, So it depends on each and every one of us. But trust me, passion is what propels us to do what we do, number one. And then, we keep making sure that we go for our goals. And then in business, you just keep forging ahead, knowing that one day the sun is going to shine on you, right? So for women who go through sexual harassment and all that, it depends if that is a deal breaker for you in your journey or not. So for me, it wasn't. So I wasn't even thinking to that area. For me, it wasn't at all. There's nothing like that. I want to believe that there are so many people out there that wants my services. Do you understand? So in things like that, when things like that come up, you just have to be professional about it. Respectfully, humbly, make away the passes and then move ahead. Maybe if they want to do business with you, they will. And if not, you move on to the next client, or move on to the next person that will do business with you.
Josephine, that was so much. Well, you didn't let us in a lot because you never had issues of whatever
the challenges.
Yeah. Okay, you never had issues of the challenges, so you really didn't let us in that much. But I bet you a lot of women are having a lot of issues, challenges in their businesses. But anyway, moving on, how do you navigate fear of failure in your business, in your career? Sometimes you're scared. Is this going to work out? Is it going to fail? And all that. How do you navigate that?
Okay, so that's a very good question. Every now and then, you get anxiety, you get agitated and all that. How are you going to move to the next level? How are you going to break through? How are you going to, get this account from a client and all that? So for me, at times, you just stop. I just pause. I just pause and say, okay, I take it one step at a time, one day at a time, of course, with prayers. But then we don't just stay where we are. We keep pushing. We keep pushing. We keep pushing. You understand? We just keep pushing. So one day at a time. Most times I get fear. Yes, when you have come a long way in your career or in your business, there is no way you wouldn't have entertained some fear about the future or even about the following day or about an account. But then you just keep being hopeful, that everything will be fine. And in Nigeria, we like to pray a lot. And everything we do has actually been because of the grace of God, the help of God also. So I just keep it simple. At times when I'm overwhelmed, I take each day as it comes. But then, like I always say, when you're tired, you rest, but then you don't quit. And because it is a passion, once it is a passion, you pick up yourself anytime you can, and then you move from there.
Okay, amazing. So, final question because of our time. What advice will you give to women who have always thought that there are too many, like I mentioned, those factors that affect women in business? Like they want to go into business. They even want to go into real estate. Trust me, the first thing you hear anybody, when I tell people, you can actually work and still be into real estate, but they're like, no, please, I don't want anybody to violate me or abuse me sexually or something. And they're already having this fear of unknown because of maybe what they've heard, in the past. And some persons even going into business because of how people have maybe failed in their businesses or handled their business, their profits, or how it has affected their marriages. They're probably a woman who was well-made, self-made, how it affected her, and that way she could not settle down or she lost her marriage. In between, so many things. Now, what advice do you give to any woman in this position or any young lady in this position? I think that's my final question for today.
Okay. So, number one, I like to advise people to get a mentor. Make sure you are getting a mentor in the field that you are, and the mentor knows all about your field. You understand? A mentor is very, very important. Women can go, these days, women are doing wonderfully well. Women are doing wonderfully well in all their field. It takes persistency, it takes passion, it takes resilience, it takes the help of God. But most importantly, you must get a mentor to see you through whatever field you are in when it comes to business. A lot of women, there are so many people I have under my academy, and most of them are women. Women are doing great things now. Most of them are even married women who have been at home for quite a long time, and they say, oh, I want to do something that I don't necessarily have to put a shop or necessarily have to use a certain amount of money to open a business. As a matter of fact, I don't have money to open a business, but yet I want to make something. I want to do something. I want to do something for myself and earn something. And then I tell them real estate is the best bet, because all you need is your smartphone and your data, and then you have the word of mouth. You can go out. Traditional marketing is the oldest form of marketing. You can go out, talk to people about real estate, why they should invest. And you know, one day the heaven is just going to smile on you, and you're just going to take your business up from there. So passion, resilience, never giving up on the goal that you know that you want. It has always worked for me over the years. And of course, we cannot rule out the fact that the help comes from God also to do all these things and make profit.
All right, thank you so very much for that advice. That's like one of the most important things. I knew resilience was going to come in, because trust me, for even it's not even about all business, but for real estate persons, one watchword I hear from every one of them is resilience. Because if you are not, trust me, it will swallow you up. But anyways, thank you so much, Josephine. Thank you so much. You did amazingly well and did justice to the topic for today. We do appreciate you from all of us at Galaxy TV and our team. We'll say thank you so much for joining the program, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
I did. Thank you so much for having me too.
So definitely, I'm sure when I call you back again to be part of the program, you definitely will love to join, right?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, thank you. You have a nice day for yourself. Okay, well, that's it from Josephine. She did amazing well as a multiple award winner, asset manager, asset consultant. That was beautiful, trust me. So I'm going to say this now for people who have gone into business. I've gone into different kind of business. I've never had any kind of fear, because I feel like fear is the absence of doubt, and doubt is like the absence of fear. It's just they are like the same thing, but one stays the other. But when you have the two, I feel like that's a very big problem. So, but when you have doubts, oh, will it work? It's not a fear, but when you're scared of something, you might never even want to venture into it.
No, do you know why I brought up that question? You know, because everybody is doing the same thing right here in Nigeria. So there's every tendency for you to be in your closet and you're this scared. My God, Blossom is doing it. Ade is doing it. You know, everybody around you doing the same thing. You know, so you're this scared. Am I going to succeed in it? Are you sure it's what I really want to do? It might be what you want to do, but because you see everybody doing it around you, you're this scared. Trust me, Blossom, you're this scared, and you're like, this person is doing it, this person is doing this. What would I do differently to make me succeed?
I actually believe that there are some persons like that, but that, like what I say, if I have a passion for something, I don't think I should be scared of it. When I'm scared, then that's not my passion. Then I shouldn't even venture into it. But if I want something,
you go for it.
I move all the trailers and all the bricks. I go for it, man. I don't care what people say. But anyway, we've come to the end of the show.